Hey guitar players, hope you're doing well. That crazy sound you heard me playing a moment ago was the exotic scale known as Hirajoshi. And if you haven't heard of it, don't worry, you're probably in the majority. This is a weird one, and the digits it's going to give you is the 1, 2, flat third, fifth, and flat sixth, a five-tone scale, much like a pentatonic, but with bigger leaps within the notes, bigger intervals, that is. How do you use this thing? Well, you could plug it into your minor context. It could take the place of a natural minor scale. Let's look at a pattern that works well across the neck. So the one that I like to use, I'm going to start in A minor today with my second finger on 5th fret. So I'm going to go 5, 7. Next string down, I'm going to go 3, 7, and same thing for the D string. And if we're continuing up into the next octave, it's going to be 4, 5, 5, 6 for the B string, 5, 7, 8 for the first string. So a very dark, mysterious kind of a sound there if you're playing over an A minor root, but this isn't the only place to use it. If you've been using modes, you know that you can get a lot of mileage out of them playing with a different context. In other words, different background or a different chord progression over these notes that we might be using here. So with the framework being an A minor underneath, yes, it sounds very dark and minor, but if we change that framework to now starting on like an F, which in the key of C, this is now a 4 chord, giving us a Lydian tonality. Definitely a different mood there. And the point of all this, learning exotic scales and new shapes and things like that, should always be giving you different note emphasis, placing you on notes that you wouldn't normally emphasize, making skips of different intervals that you wouldn't normally do. Breathe some life into your playing, and it can be exciting to sound different, take your playing in different directions. More mileage to be had by this particular sound would be playing it in a Phrygian context. So if we're in the key of C, we're now thinking with our background as an E to start. E, a minor in this case. And I'm going to go up a half step to F to keep that Phrygian vibe. Pretty cool stuff. For just 5 notes, I think it's really worthwhile that you spend some time with it and get it under your fingers. This is a strange shape. Sometimes it's a bit uncomfortable starting with stuff like this that is an interval of a major third on one string. It's definitely a stretch. You might want to take it a little bit higher where the frets are closer together, maybe a E12 position. That would be a little easier for the fingers to get accustomed to. So let's recap. How are you going to plug this in when the time is right? Well, no need to go into a panic. It's easy if we think about intervals for a second. So first of all, before we get into the intervals, you can just plug this into your natural minor context. If you have a minor progression, try using the Hirajoshi scale. If you want to get a little bit more of a different result, let's say you're playing over a 4 to 5 progression or 2 major chords in a row. Just simply think up a major third, which is 2 whole steps, and that's where you're going to consider your root of the Hirajoshi scale. If we want to get a Phrygian tonality from the Hirajoshi, we have to now think up a 4th. So if we're in E, for example, E minor to an F progression, we have to think up a 4th to A again. Hope this is making sense, and if not, don't worry, stick with it. I'm here to help you. Leave me a comment below if you need a little extra help on this subject of Hirajoshi. Hope you get some good mileage out of it. Let me know how it goes. I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for being here.